everyone. I am currently hunting on a doe spike hunt at Gus Engeling Wildlife Management Area. We're able to get the standby on this hunt. You're put into compartments, and we got a compartment that I've hunted before that my son was able to shoot a deer in, and so I'm in a blind. We got a long power pole that's about 500 yards in each direction, and so today I decided to go with the Fierce 7 mag, have spotting scope, and that is one of the lanes, and that is the other lane down that direction, but there's way less sign this way, so I am putting most of the focus the other way. That's the way I'm sitting, and put out corn at different distances across the game trails to try to get them to stop. There's a tremendous amount of hog sign up here. They said it rained about 4 inches over the last few days, and so any of the tracks are pretty new, and there's tore up areas everywhere. We found a bunch of fresh crossings. My father-in-law is about 1,000 yards down this road and then up another power blind up at the top of a hill. Looking down, he has about a 400 yard clean shot down the power pole. Pretty narrow, but we try to put some corn in each of those spots to hopefully get him to stop. He's using a 270 Ruger, and I'm out here with 7 mag. Haven't got to shoot it yet this year, and I was hitting spot on at the range this past weekend, so figured I'd bring it out this year. We've only been using the 6 Creedmoor and 6.5 PRC, so bring a little love back to the 7 mag. Well, it's a little bit before 4, and haven't seen anything yet. Sitting here glassing down this power pole line. Nothing yet, but the forest is starting to come alive, and we have about an hour until daylight, so about an hour and a half of shooting light left, and birds, squirrels, everything have really started to come alive, so fingers crossed. Got the Argali Selway set up. Definitely rough, worse things for dinner. And some strips in a cast iron pan on the fire. Well, I went for a hike. It's 10:10. My blind is right there. I walked all the way down to the end of this road to go on a little back road that goes down by a creek behind here to see what I could see, since I thought it was past shooting time. Walk out, there's a whole herd of hogs out here. Ranged it real quick, 200. They're moving pretty good. Aimed. It's a little high on this small one because we wanted to eat one, and I think that I took something off of his mind. Pretty dang surprised I actually hit that. I was seated. I sat down real quick, shooting off my knees, and was able to hit it in the head at 200 yards. So we got a little hog like we wanted. Well, we're at our second evening hunt. We'll be leaving tomorrow around like 10. I stayed in the same place I have been. Shot those hogs about 60, singular hog, about 60 yards from here. Got about a 500 yard right away through a telephone pole road, so pretty good view. So far haven't seen anything or heard anything, but day 2, second glass. Stay here tomorrow till probably 10, and then have to head home to be able to get the kids from school. So fingers crossed. Well, that just happened quick. Happened to look behind me, and big hog just walked out. Quickly pulled my gun off my tripod and shot it right before it was about to go in the brush. So, hog 2 down. Well, here's number 2. Looks like it's dead. It's a boar. That's a pretty decent size one at that. There's my blind like 40 yards away. Sucker came out. Got him right before he got into the brush. That's a pretty hefty little hog. Of course, it's a doe. Now we have a buck walking this way. Of course. Dang, that's a pretty good one. Point maybe. Yep. It's got a little bit of cheers, it looks like. It's at 405 yards. Coyotes are starting to go crazy. Too bad it wasn't a buck hunt. It's funny when people talk about elk or deer being tough skinned. Here is a hog skin that These were a 7 meg bullet from 60 yards finished. This is literally, that is tough skin. An elk, a deer, is not tough skin. That's literally almost armor, and it's, I don't know, 2 inches, 1.5 inches fat or thick, and literally hard. Like you can't bend it. It's a shell. 165 grain Norma Bond Strike, ended on the offside hide. Definitely not too heavy. Need to weigh it. Well, in the blind for the last sit of this hunt. It's about 6 a.m. We got here about 5:45, shooting lights 6:45. Hoping to get a doe or another hog. But overall, been a pretty good hunt. Hoping to get something on actual video, since both the hogs yesterday happened to not go on video due to the circumstances of where they came out at. So last 2 hours or so to hunt, and then we're out. Well, I just had a little spike, or maybe 4 corn feet out here. This is a doe or true single spike on each side spike hunt. And my binos, the rifle scope, and the spotter are all kind of condensated, so by the time I got it cleaned off, I couldn't verify 100% that it was a true spike on both sides. And by the time I got everything wiped down to look at, it walked off back into the brush, so missed opportunity. My gun and everything were pointed out the other side of the blind too, so by the time I got it wrapped around here, it was gone. But still, you can kind of see the haze on the thing. I need to wipe it down more. It sucks. Could have potentially just got a spike, but missed out. Got a nice buck again, of course. That was where the little spike or whatever it was came out. Of course, we got another buck on the doe hunt. Why can't you be a doe? Well, you would be dead if you were a doe. That's exactly 300 yards. Well, it's looking like our hunt at Gus Engeling for the second doe hunt is coming to an end. We got to get packed up and get home so we can get the kids to their sports and stuff this afternoon. But I just saw what I'm pretty sure was a spike, but couldn't confirm, so didn't shoot. And then looks like maybe a 6-point right after. Saw about 10 hogs, shot 2 of them. So no doe. Of course, we saw bucks on a doe hunt, and if it was a buck hunt, we'd have only seen does, but the spot I picked for my blind's pretty good. People who aren't familiar with this area, you cannot spot and stock. You could do a tree stand or blind, but it's so thick, you got to find open areas and then hope something comes out. So those 2 bucks came out the backside from where I had my gun and everything. I was able to switch them around, both of them, but couldn't confirm that that spike was a spike. But ultimately, it was a fun time. It's pretty freezing cold right now. I think we're at 36 now. It was a little colder before. Wearing Stone Glacier de Havilland set, Go Hunt base merino bottoms, Stone Glacier merino top, the Go Hunt, I think they call it the Atmosphere jacket, and the Stone Glacier de Havilland outer, and then the Kuyu's Peloton, I think, Hunter's Orange. Pretty cold, but coming to an end. Great time. I'm glad my father-in-law got to come. He wasn't able to shoot anything. Saw some hogs. When he was out walking, had 3 hogs run right by him. They got his blood pumping. So overall, fun adventure. We cooked up some of the hog last night over the fire. It was pretty good. And either maybe coming here next week again with my son, or trying for another standby hunt down in South Texas for a buck hunt. So great hunt, great time. Off to the next one.